Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk Taskmaster New Zealand because it's the grand final of Season 3 of that show. And I'm excited, guys. It's been such a cool season. Last episode in particular was just especially wonderful. And it was because of a culmination of things. It's the first time I feel like a multitask narrative has sort of happened on this show, where the show created like a 3-part best friend task trilogy that finished with hiding the body of your best friend. 3 contestants managed to hide it so well that it took days or weeks, or indeed months, to find. In fact, Paul never found Chris's best friend, Saki. Chris had to deliver Saki during the live show, and the brilliance of that was he actually had delivered Saki at the start of the live show during the prize task in the mystery box that we never bothered opening. So I just thought it was so cool. Really clever play by Chris, really clever task design by Paul. Just super fun television. We also had the really novel twist of this mystery task that Chris happened to stumble across during that episode, where if he performed a task completely soaking wet, he would get an extra 5 points, which he did. So it's not surprising that Chris won the episode, but that means he's won 4 in a row. He's won 5 out of 6. I don't think he's in the lead. If he is in the lead, he's only just in the lead because Josh has remained very strong over these last episodes as well, and he's got a number of episode wins from earlier in the season. So I think it's neck and neck between Chris and Josh to win this season. I think the other 3 have fallen a little bit behind and are probably out of reach, considering this is the only episode left. But I'm excited to jump into it. Now, I have to apologize in advance. I am recording this reaction in the middle of December. As you probably know, I live in a apartment complex, and my next door neighbor's having a Christmas party. The Christmas tunes are blaring. I hear them off and on. I'm not sure whether they're going to show up on the recording. There's also construction going on out in the hall. There was a hammer drill going off earlier. The point is I'm afraid there may be some errant noises during this reaction. They're not me. They're the outside world infringing upon my little nest here. But in any case, I'm ready to jump into it, guys. This is the grand final of Season 3 of Taskmaster New Zealand. There's the construction right there. I don't even know what that is. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. The grand final, Season 3, Taskmaster New Zealand.
You know me better as the Taskmaster.
Now look at everybody all dressed up, except Paul, who's wearing the same shirt.
Chris Parker! Josh Thompson!
Well, all right.
Justine Smith!
Well, all right.
Kuta Forrester! And Paul Ego!
They have all been tasked with bringing in the prize that they believe will increase the most in value.
Oh, so this is almost like the opposite of worst investment.
It's a bag of old clothes that I've got in the attic that I might fit again. There's some bangers in there as well.
Ooh.
That is a T-shirt with the best of Bill Cosby. I don't have it anymore. So that was just happened to be in the bag. I will get it out. Let's just move on. Let's just go back to let's get that out of there.
Hi, Taskmaster Jeremy, sir. What I've brought in tonight, valuable pop vinyl. It's actually me in this outfit.
Wow. Does she actually have a Funko Pop of herself?
So that's going to increase in value because it's me, Jeremy.
You once had a puppet made of yourself, and now there's a doll made of yourself. Now I'm starting to worry about you.
I've got in my hands the dolls from Serial Stuff.
Wow.
What, they're the actual dolls?
I'm a little bit starstruck just even looking at them.
How did you get your hand on those?
Oh, I've got some connections and maybe some people looking for me.
I've been on something called the internet, and
Somebody tell
I've
me
been
about
reading a
that
lot
shit,
about
please.
something they call Bitcoin. So what I did is
no.
I've got that coin, that's that one there.
Did he start
and
his
if I
own?
just,
Now
that
it's
is
chocolate.
a Bitcoin. That's worth heaps.
Gross. It's very much a dad joke.
Give a man a fish, right?
Do you know the
Plant a
phrase?
seed, it will grow. I've brought in broccoli. That costs $2.80, right? I don't know if you guys have been to the supermarket lately. Broccoli's fucking expensive. Thank you.
In terms of scoring, I'm going to go. Don't look at me like that, Justine. 1 point for Justine and her... What's it called again? Figurine.
Oh, you just work it out.
You got a figurine of your own head right beside you.
And it's worthless.
That's not going to do me any favours.
2 points for Paul.
There you go.
And 5 points for Kura.
Broccoli wins.
Wow.
Incredibly, in first equal with 158 each, it's Josh and Chris.
Wow.
Anybody's game. Well, not anybody. Chris or Josh, that's it.
It's our final team
Just those two.
task of the season.
Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Create a game show?
Colourful.
Make an electrifying new game show. Oh, my goodness.
Your game
was
show
right.
must be sponsored by the product in your selected box.
Oh, so you have to promote your sponsor.
Grass. Sod.
Bookmarks.
Bookmarks.
Or maybe it's a show in which we only read books about Karl Marx. It sounds like a hoot.
Do you want to be contestant or host?
I don't care. Contestant, maybe?
Okay.
Do you want to be the host?
Sure. What's this, Bob? What? What's that?
Sorry?
You said you wanted to be contestant.
Yeah.
We disorientate Paul just because that's fun. We
Yeah.
don't need to do that.
How do you disorientate me?
We take you on a massive walk.
Yeah, or you know,
Drive.
psychedelics. Waterboarding is also a good one, because otherwise bookmarks sounds boring. But if you go bookmarks, but it also contains torture and
Waterboarding.
disorientation, people are going to go, I might start reading books.
So if you win, you get $5.
Yes.
If you lose, you get waterboard.
You get waterboarded.
Waterboarded. I'm putting it all in.
For the love of sod.
Is that the name of the
That's the
game?
name of the show.
For the love of sod is kind of awesome.
He really wanted to, like, basically kill Paul.
I've heard about waterboarding so much and seen it in movies, but I've never done it to anyone.
Like, I don't know how he made the leap from bookmarks to waterboarding, but then I was like, yeah, let's park the waterboarding and like there's another avenue we could go down. And Paul's like, yeah, we could read a book and then we could waterboard Paul. Bookmarks. The only game show where you have to find the place where you started.
Now, there are 5 bookmarks around the house, but only one of them
Probably
has
where
the
you
big
finished,
prize
no?
on it. And he's got 5 minutes to find that $5 bookmark.
And if he doesn't,
He gets
waterboarded.
I would just put on the traditional bookmark blindfold, of course, just all the way around.
It's crushing me.
You hide the book, Paul, and I'm gonna get Paul lost.
Let's be a bit nasty and hide it under something. Look at that. Well, as you can see, Chris is successfully disorientating Paul. So we're almost
Whoa!
at the stage of this often happens. Paul's fine. For those people at home who are worried,
Ow,
Only a bit came out.
ow. A bit came out.
Is it still in the same book that it was?
it's in exactly the
Or
same
is it?
book.
No, because he needs to open the wrong books for the other book.
We may not have thought this through.
Paul is saying that it is in the same book.
I did say it was in the same book, but you know, I've been known to lie.
Well, this isn't the book I put the bookmark.
But it could be the lucky one, Paul.
If I saw what that...
Just open the fucking book and look at the marks.
Wah wah. You're a baby. Suck your thumb for the rest of the hunt.
Bookmarks, we would be simply lost without you.
Whack one in today. Seconds left, Paul, before the waterboarding. 3, everyone. 2, 1. Sound the hooter. Close the books.
Come on, Paul.
Let's go, buddy. It's only bad for the first couple of minutes. You can take your finger out now.
You might want to keep it in, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not actually going to waterboard him on camera.
Actually, the chemistry drove it through for me. I thought, you know, you guys worked particularly well together. And also good to see a positive take on waterboarding.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there with, like, really dry mouths. Waterboarding would probably really help with that.
Here's your host, Sonny McSonderson!
Hi, everybody. For the love of sod, here we go. Thank you to our sponsor, of course, Sod in a Box. I hope you're feeling pumped enough to take on our Sod Master.
It's an honour to stand next to you, Sodmaster.
Well, thank you.
It's time for lawn trivia. Lawn trivia. Okay, what is the most recommended lawn grass in New Zealand? Just saying.
Rye?
Pretty good. But some people do use perennial rye. I don't know why. I'm more like, I don't know rye. Wow, you're Sodmaster, you're getting smoked. You okay?
No.
Okay. Okay, we're going to round 2. Throw a ball at this thing. Begin throwing. Oh! I'm not sure. You have a go.
Well, it's not spinning now.
Terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Sodmaster. Justine Smith.
Well,
Loser. For the love of sod.
For the love of sod.
Oh, needs to be cleaned.
Must be a career highlight.
Well, it's better than this.
This is not the first southern slave owner accent that you've come up with.
It's the only accent I can do.
Right, had less waterboarding, less torture elements to it. So I think you guys should get 4 points, and I think Chris and Paul should get 3 points.
This next task is a treat.
We're doing the Halloween episode, okay.
Where's P. Willie? He's been taken out.
Oh, that's a bit violent. Give Paul either a trick or a treat when he arrives at your door in 20 minutes.
Best trick or treat wins.
Oh my God.
What the hell's a trick or treat?
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Paul.
My one-legged daughter, she needs CPR.
This is...
It was eggs. Egg on your face.
This feels backwards.
Ha, ha.
The person at the door should be offering the trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
That... Oh!
treat.
That wasn't Paul in the skeleton.
What?
Who was that?
Okay, here's the trick.
Okay.
Here's a treat. You can have the whole bowl.
Thank you.
Damn it.
Thank you, Kuda.
Kuda, your trick seemed to be squashing some eggs on a mannequin, which then you have to clean up.
No, I think someone else did that. I just walked off.
No, I'm not sure who that first trick-or-treater was, but they showed up 18 minutes in, so 2 minutes before I was arriving.
This one seems very subjective, and I'm not sure how clearly defined the task is. But okay. It's interesting.
Making some sort of a treat. Mustard, give it a bit of kick. Yes. We'll give
What?
We'll give
Oh, gross. Oh my
it's
God.
like a treat.
You're giving this to the wrong person.
Coffee.
Unless you're making 2 of them.
Because of your quiet, awkward manner, I'm pretty sure it's you.
This is a mustard candy corn egg daiquiri.
Can't believe you're actually drinking that. Thanks for stopping by. And either you can chase them for the delicious mustard daiquiri that I've just made you.
Okay.
Or I present you this beautifully crafted cutlery set.
A treat indeed.
Okay, buddy. I can't believe I wasted that daiquiri on a stranger. A lot of work into that.
You were pretty sure that that was Paul.
Yeah, I'm also very trusting. And this show, it turns out, is actually quite dishonest. You just whap out your cutlery.
Whap it out?
Whap out. That's the sound it makes. Whap! You whap it out.
WAP is something so different.
Yeah.
Oh, is that wet-ass cutlery?
What's the scariest thing? Oh, I don't want to get nude.
What is he trying? What? Oh. He's got nothing.
Fuck it up!
All of this is going to be for the wrong person unless he can reset it.
Fuck!
Oh, he's rigging up a whole door trigger.
Oh, Jesus! Probably a woman's dead. Your salvation's in the door.
Man, he's gotten to the dead woman a bunch.
Quickly, quickly!
At least he's a victim here.
Yes, bitch!
Sorry, that was rude.
Hang on to you. Oh, shit.
Trick or treat.
Hi. It was like that was a familiar bitch. Open the door.
Am I going to get ear horned if I open that door?
I wouldn't be able to make it go twice in a row. I did.
Solid invention.
It's probably still working. Right. Oh no, it's attached to open the top. Just a little. I think it's out of here.
Good for him. He actually rigged up an automatic air horn.
That is
love
great engineering ingenuity there, Josh.
Yeah.
I can actually say that the person that was in the Grim Reaper outfit was one of our hard-working female interns. So it's not looking good for you, Josh, with what you said to her with the...
I thought it was Paul. Oh, sorry.
I think he's going to love this. Is that Paul?
Sorry.
Who's that?
Trick or treat. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Milk and cookies?
My name's Paul Williams. How old are you?
Oh, that's creepy.
My, you're lovely and tall for a 12-year-old.
Only Williams would say that.
Yeah, there's some interesting territory there with the 12-year-old, right?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't me. That was Paul Williams.
I want to go on record and say that that was Chris dressed as me.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Josh, that was very good, and your trick genuinely worked there, so 5 points for you. You're very kind, Ryan. Thank you.
Okay. So the bitch didn't bite him in the ass.
Chris and Kuda both on 11, but 1 point ahead. Josh Thompson.
Oh, it's close. It's close. It's all going to come down to the final task.
I do, Jeremy. This one's 2 baths, 2 furious.
Oh, no. 2 baths, 2 furious. Okay.
Relocate the water in this bath to that bath.
You may not tamper with your belt.
Why would I tamper with it?
Put the belt on, please.
Okay, I've got to put the belt on.
Oh, you're
Most
chained
relocated water
to
wins.
between them? Okay.
Yes, so there was buckets and various containers scattered across the lawn. Unfortunately, all...
Just out of reach. Okay. Oh no, you're pulling the plug out! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, shit!
Get a bit in to start. Oh, but then I've got to put the plug in. Oh, this is a very clever task.
Don't you come out, you bastards. Oh, I need a plug.
Put your plug in!
Is that reaching?
No, it can't be.
I don't think so.
Oh, my.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think that's full.
Yeah, that's full.
Oh, no! Oh.
Oh, it's all gone.
How much water's left in that bath over there?
Oh, they're all just destroying us.
If only I had just sort of taken a moment to think about it.
On the bright side, I am getting the water out of that bath.
Whoops.
Whenever I've got time left, I always feel like I've majorly fucked something up.
And I made a mistake. And I will pay. Oh.
I think Corey did better than Justine or Paul.
I can feel it just touching my perineum through my shorts.
You understand the concept of baths. You put a plug in the bottom of the bath, and then you put the water in, and the plug stops the water from draining out of the bath.
I've never wanted to kill a man more in my life.
There were lots of, like, light bulb moments, but they weren't coming on quickly for me.
Kuda, despite being disappointed in herself, 12.7 litres. And Justine, she had a full bucket's worth of water in there, which was 4 litres.
Oh, it's great.
That's remarkable.
And Paul,
Here we go.
351 mils.
About a can of Coke.
Oh my gosh. Leave that for later.
Yeah, so you don't start filling the second tub until you've got all your water over it. Then you plug the tub when you're
30 seconds.
you can stay in proximity. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, I did like 27 days on a beach for Celebrity Treasure Island, and I reckon that 20 minutes was harder.
Chris Parker, 68.2 litres.
Nice. Leaps and bounds. Orders of magnitude.
Our final filler, Josh Thompson.
I think he's going to be very good at
there's
this.
heaps in there.
I want all the water.
Yo. That's a terrible. This is not a good seal.
Thank you, Josh.
You didn't see my bum, did you?
I didn't.
Who else did?
A little bit of plumber's crack.
Did you see it?
Bravo frickin' no.
I probably think Chris probably got more water.
No.
Oh, I can't believe that nobody else thought to pick up the bath with their bare hands.
I know. Now it's obvious.
You ever think to pick up a
Well,
bath?
you didn't think to put the plug in.
So the amount to beat
Yeah.
is Chris's 68.2 litres.
Yeah.
Josh Thompson, 75.5 litres.
Oh, God.
Closer than I thought, but Josh has a 2-point lead going into the final task of the series. Man, this is like genuinely down to the wire. I love it.
We've got Justine on 142, Paul
Last.
on 143, Kura on 155, Chris on 169, nice, and Josh on
Nice.
172.
Oh, 3-point lead. Oh, boy. Yeah. It's still possible, but I think this is probably Josh's. Unless this is a 5-0 kind of task.
Clearly scream the name of your crop. Your crop is written on a tissue in your tissue box.
Fucking hell.
Fastest wins.
So you just got to...
What's a crop?
What do you mean, what's a crop? Something you grow like broccoli, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Ginger nuts.
It's not a crop.
Crop of ginger.
Squash.
Josh wins.
Correct.
Macaroons, they're all biscuits.
Paul, what's happened to us?
I don't know. Oh, leek.
Radish.
Correct.
And Justine's last. Let's help Justine.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for helping me, guys. Help me finish it.
I actually just got hay fever.
Broad beans.
I love how genuinely upset Justine is for doing poorly.
1 point for Justine, 2 points for Kura, 3 for Paul, 4 for Chris, and 5 points for Josh Thompson.
Almost how the whole series went. Other than Kura and Paul being swapped.
With 22 points, Josh Thompson.
And he wins the whole thing. He gets his Bill Cosby shirt back.
Paul Williams, there's a golden head looking for a home. Whose toilet windowsill will this almighty prize be sitting on next?
In 5th place, with a very respectful 143, Justine Smith.
Respectful, not respectable, though.
4th with 146, Paul Ego. 157 in 3rd place, Kura Forrester. 2nd place with 173, Chris Parker. But the winner with 177 points, Josh Thompson.
From the whole team, thank you so much for joining us. Good night. Paul Mario.
Well, all right. Well, that was a lot of fun. And I think the right man won. I love that it came down to the wire. Chris would have been an incredibly worthy champion as well. But I think what separated Josh from the rest of the contestants was how seriously he took the entire competition. I always admire contestants like that who fully invest themselves in doing the best they possibly can. I also enjoy characters like Justine, who properly get upset when they do poorly. But she chose a different tack, and she chose to frequently antagonized both Paul and Jeremy, and it probably came back to bite her. She never did win her episode. Everybody else got at least one win. Chris actually got 5 wins in total, I think. So he won half the episodes, and yet he didn't win the series, which is a testament to the fact that I think Josh was strong every single episode. And I think he won three in total. He won the first 2 and the last one. He bookended the series quite well. Okay, let's work our way through it while it's not too noisy out in the hall with the construction noises. The prize task, basically the best investment. The Funko Pop's not a terrible idea from Justine, but you have to make sure that the Taskmaster knows what it is you're bringing. The Bitcoin was a crazy bad dad joke, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for Jeremy. He's got a basic sense of humor. I'm trying to remember what everybody brought in. Josh brought in his old clothes and did quite all right there. What did Chris bring in? Kura brought in the broccoli. I think that's a strong contender. No problem with her winning that. What did Chris bring in? I have to double check here. Oh, he brought in these dolls from some show that I don't know, but presumably is like some New Zealand program. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But they're some sort of collectible. That's cool. Sometimes you don't have the cultural knowledge to understand, and that adds to the charm of these international versions of the show. I had a steep learning curve with the British one, for that matter. Second task was the final team task. The second task was the final team task, and it was create your own game show with the sponsor in mind. So bookmarks and SOD. I think For the Love of SOD is a legitimately awesome name for a grass-themed game show. I enjoyed Josh's energy. I thought having the reigning SOD master in Kura being defeated by Justine was clever. They didn't put a ton of thought into the activities of the show. Chucking things at a spinning wheel of fortune, sure, a bit of grass-related trivia, that's fun. They were wise to avoid the torture-themed aspects of the show. I think the bookmarks show could legitimately be turned into a task for Taskmaster. Like, I would love to see a version of that. In fact, here's what I'd love. In Series 4 of Taskmaster New Zealand, make the bookmark task happen, and it's find your bookmark in the library. But every wrong bookmark that you find adds a rule to your search, like stick a thumb in your mouth for the duration, things like that. Why not? I think that could be a lot of fun. And I'm not sure how you make For the Love of SOD a task for season 4, but I bet you Paul's thinking of ways. And I think that's highly entertaining. I really, really hope they do that now. Now that I'm thinking about it, I hope they make a nod to it. Paul, I hope you're listening. I hope you're watching. One of the things I really like about Taskmaster New Zealand is it is self-referential. It uses the callbacks well. I've spoken in some length about the best friends tasks of this season. We referred to that stuff in 4 separate tasks over the course of a handful of episodes. We bring back previous contestants, whether it's David Carrillos as wallpaper. When I was watching Series 2, I didn't realize it because it was the first series of Taskmaster New Zealand that I watched. They brought back I think she was the winner from Season 1. I don't know for sure. But she appeared, so I can only assume next season we'll get a cameo from Chris or Josh or Kura or someone. I'm guessing it won't be Justine, but you never know. But I like how self-referential this show is, how it makes really clever use of callbacks. So it'd be great if there were Sod and Bookmark-related tasks next season. Cross my fingers for that. The Trick or Treat one. I like the setup in that we send somebody who isn't Paul to the door first, so that our contestants have basically prepared their one trick or treat for the wrong person, and therefore having multiples or having a quick reset really serves you in good standing. But I have a fundamental issue with this task, because the person that says trick or treat isn't the person whose house it is. It's the person at the door. And then it's the person whose house it is is the one who requests the trick or treat, not the one who performs the trick or treat. So, yeah. One of the things that's really impressed me with Josh this entire season is he's legitimately crafty. A bunch of his prize tasks have been cobbled together inventions from the farm, whether it's a frozen squid cannon, or his solar still for his own urine, or the Roman catapult that he built way back in episode 1 to crack his creme brulee, or an automatic air cannon trigger here. I think all of that is super clever. I love that his mind works that way, and that he's practical enough that he can make these things work. It's like proper engineering skill. It's something that rarely appears on this show. It appeared on Kongen Befaler, the Norwegian version, a bit, and I'm really happy to see it appear here. I think that deserves a win, absolutely. But I think the unsung hero of this episode, of that task, is the PA or whoever the crew member was that dressed up in the spooky skeleton costume, because she drank Paul's mustard daiquiri, at least some of it, without breaking character. So total kudos to her, because that wasn't I'm 99% sure that wasn't a mimed drinking. It looked like they were drinking it. So, dang, impressive. I'm always really fond of the Taskmaster assistant, whether it's Paul, whether it's Alex Horne. So my mind doesn't immediately go to, I want to punish the Taskmaster assistant. Now, that mindset may change after 4 or 5 days on the compound, being tasked with tasks that seem unfair and dishonest and whatnot. Maybe then you want some revenge. So I get that. There may be an urge to punish Paul, but I'd like to think that's not where my mind would go first. But I'm always especially a little shocked by the contestants who want to make Paul, like, eat or drink something disgusting. I don't know, it just feels very demeaning, and I mean, like, my hat's off to Paul Williams for going along with it, understanding it makes entertaining television, I suppose, but it just feels cruel. But I mean, again, this is coming from Paul Ego, a man who actually literally wanted to waterboard Paul Williams this episode. I'm glad that wasn't actually done, but he did not let go of that, just like Chris said. Then we came to the bathtub task, and honestly, that was a brilliantly designed task. Run too far in one direction, you unplug the full tub. Run too far in the other direction, you unplug the empty tub. I wonder if everyone would have been physically capable of lifting tub A and bringing it over to tub B. Sometimes the tasks do skew in favor of the stronger, faster contestants, but love Josh's solve. I'm not sure he needed to do the plumbing. He could have just put them next to each other and bailed with a bucket from A into B, but the cleverness wasn't just his, because Chris also had a really smart insight in that you have to bring all the water over in containers to the second tub before you start filling the second tub, because you can't leave the second tub, otherwise you're going to unplug it. So do all of there's literally 2 activities to this task: emptying tub A and filling tub B, and you have to do all of one before you start the other, instead of interspersing them, going back and forth. That was the mistake the other 3 made. And yeah, I think that task was a very good microcosm of the series as a whole. Chris and Josh just tended to show creative insights more frequently than the other 3 throughout the series. They deserve to be the top 2 contestants. They deserve to have created a not insignificant gulf between them and the other 3 over the course of the series. And I'm glad it came down to the 2 of them at the end. And then we had the final task of the show. And Chris was only 3 points behind. He still had a chance to win. It's a fun task. Not particular. There's no insight. There's no cleverness to it. It's just how quickly can you not just pull tissues out of the box, but also read them and also know the difference between a cookie and a crop. And again, the order of that final task was almost an accurate reflection of the series as a whole. Justine came last. I think Kura was second last in that task, as opposed to Paul, who came second to last in the series. But otherwise, Josh won, Chris came second. Justine needed help at the end. I like that there's that camaraderie amongst a set of contestants on any Taskmaster. On most, I'm sure there have been a few. I can't imagine Acaster and Gilbert are hanging out much after their time on Taskmaster together, for instance. But I think more frequently that random group of 5 comedians who probably didn't know each other prior, they share that collective trauma of going through the Taskmaster experience, and it makes a permanent bond that they share for eternity. I appreciate that. Shared trauma goes a long way in creating tight friendships. This was a lot of fun, this series, guys. I had a really good time with it. I still haven't seen Series 1 of Taskmaster New Zealand. I don't know when I'm going to see it. I don't know if you guys have me watching it right after this, when I record this. But whether I'm seeing it next week or down the road, know that I will get to it, I promise. We are going to work our way through a bunch of Taskmaster content now that I've made the pledge to make Taskmaster a year-round endeavor here on the channel. So look forward to that at some point. Vote for it if you want me to react to it in particular the next time I put a poll up. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me through this season of Taskmaster New Zealand. It's been a lot of fun, a really wild ride, tons of hilarious memories. And stick around for the next version of Taskmaster that I react to starting next week. So, until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon, and cheers.